Hi everyone, in this video we're going to see how to use a while loop in a MATLAB environment. Previously we have seen how to use a while loop, and I'll link down below the video and you can watch that. Now let's go to MATLAB. I have already saved the script and now we will see how to use a while loop. Now a while loop has a similar structure to the for loop, so it will have the keyword while, and as you can see the keyword turned blue, meaning it's a command. And after the while, there needs to be a condition here. And then after that, there needs to be an end command. So in between while and end, if there's any statements or any commands, it will execute that as long as the conditions are true. So we have to define a condition here after the while. So to define a condition, let's define a variable first. Let's say I define a counter variable and I define it as 1. Now, what will happen is that I have to define the condition after a while. So let's say I define counter less than 3. So that's my condition. So as long as this condition is true, you will enter into the loop and it will continue running the loop until or unless this statement becomes false. And let's say display hello world. Let's say hello world is our sentence that we want to print. So as soon as we enter into the loop, this output should display this hello world, and then we can see that output. Now there's an issue here. Let's run it and see. If I run this thing, and as you can see, there's like a lot of hello world, and it's printing and printing. It's not stopping. So I will press Control C to stop it. As you can see, I pressed Control C. I'll say Control plus C to exit the infinite loop. So whatever we experience right now is called an infinite loop, meaning this condition here is always true. As you can see, the counter variable is 1 and it's not changing the 1 value. So as long as it entered into this condition, it's always true. That's why it's always running. So if you encounter this kind of problems where you mistakenly define some conditions and you get into an infinite loop, press Control C from the command window, and that should exit the loop. So how can we get rid of that? We have to make sure that sometime, for some case, this variable or this condition becomes false. So what I'll do is that I'll define another line where we say that for every loop, increase the counter variable with 1. So what do I mean by that? Let's say counter equals counter plus 1. I'll put a semicolon here. So what it means is that it has a counter as variable 1 from initial value, and then after coming here, what it will do is that it will assign, this is an assignment operator, so it will assign whatever is calculated on the right hand side, and the right hand side has 1 plus 1, which is 2. So after this line, the counter variable will have a value of 2, and then it will go back again and check whether 2 is less than 3. Yes. Then it will print again the hello world, and then it will increase the counter variable to 2 plus 1, which is 3. And then it will go back. Now, is 3 less than 3? It's checking. And the answer is no, so it's false. And then it will break out of the loop. So that's how we can get rid of that infinite loop and use the while loop here. So let's run it and see how many times we see the print. And as you can see, there's 2 times because, as I said, it starts from 1 and it increases 1 to 2 times. It runs the loop 2 times and then prints 2 times. So now if I say, okay, it's not less than 3, what about less than equal to 3? Meaning, as long as this condition is true, enter into the loop or keep running the loop. So if it's less than equal to 3, that means now on the third counter, when it's checking whether 3 is less than equal to 3, and that becomes yes, so there will be another hello world printed here. So we will see 3 times the hello world sentence on the output because of this. Now let's run it and see. And as you can see, there's 3 times because this loop ran 3 times. So that's how a while loop is defined, where we have to define a condition, and the while and end will define the set of instructions that it has to operate, and that way the while loop is defined. Thank you for watching. That's it for now. See you in the next one.